Waxing off
Waxing off. Welcome, everybody,
to the
to
Cavalry.
the Cavalry.
Johnny's wearing his
I'm
big
wearing my readers.
smart guy glasses. Those are just readers. Those all
Yeah,
those
those
are.
readers. I got like the maximum. I think I did it wrong because I realized, oh, I need readers, and I used Aaron's one time to read something, and I went to the Target and they have like all these different kinds, and I was like, oh, I'll get these that make it look real big, and I don't think you're supposed to do it that way.
It's funny because it sounds like you're like, I got these readers. I don't think they work. I still had to read.
They're
I thought
broke.
they
I
would
should
just
have
start
returned them.
narrating the book to me, maybe
Yeah.
acting it out in front of me.
Yeah, isn't this 20? I thought this was 2025.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. There's a signal. There's like a signal strength by your face next to the recording on the screen.
What do you think that means?
Oh, now it's gone. That's weird.
Hmm.
It knew I was talking about it.
Well, buddy,
how are ya?
You sent me your clip. Johnny did his. I want to hear all about your virtual reality comedy performance. For those of you who don't remember, Johnny was in Grand Rapids, and they paid him big bucks to do a show in the metaverse.
Yeah. Soapstone Comedy Club.
Oh, it has a name.
Yeah, they have two. There's one in Hawaii and one in New York City, and I did the New York City one.
What do you mean? It's not in New York City.
Well, it's like you look out the window and you see the New York skyline versus the other one's like you're on a, you look out and you're at a beach or something.
So even there, you're. I mean, it's like they could have made up a place. They could have made up like Mario Kart. They could have made up a cloud world or
yes.
But they just were like, no, it's New York or Hawaii. That's it.
It's New York. Yep.
Okay. So how did it go?
It was fun. I mean, it was fun. I came in early before the two shows on Saturday. So I did like 4:30 on Saturday. And I mean, I sent you the video, I go on stage. I don't know. I didn't have to do it at the comedy club. It was just a place to meet.
Yeah.
And, it was a big room where there's no one there, but like I put it on and you're standing backstage and you can look out through the curtain and see the crowd. There's like, I think the room holds like 20 or 25 people, but that's how many people they can fit in this virtual room, which is confusing to me. But they can't see in, like when they look through the curtain, they just see the curtain, but I can see them until you go on stage. And you go on stage by just, your thumb thing. You just do the joystick and your man walks out. So you get on your mark and then you just do your act on stage, holding those little tiny handles that control where your hands go. And it's weird because I said my first joke and you don't hear anything. And I was like, oh, either the audio's off or I am bombing. And then like a minute or a second and a half later, you hear the last because there's a slight delay. So you get used to that really quick and you just kind of automatically adjust, just like if you're doing a big, big theater room or whatever. And then you kind of, you just get used to it and you're like, you feel like I mean, it sounds dumb, but you feel like you're there.
Right.
And then it's not until your hands pop in front of your screen that you realize, oh, those are VR hands. Like they don't really see me. They see this avatar.
But so you kind of lost. It sounds like it felt like a real show.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of did, but it's weird because like I'm up there and then I would hear the guy and his daughter that run it are in the comedy club, watching me.
Right.
And I would hear them laugh occasionally. And that's when I realized like how crazy I must look standing on stage. I mean, they've seen it, so they know, but like they're just seeing me do my act and they can't hear the audience because it's only in my speakers.
On the tape you sent me, I heard a guy laugh.
That was the guy. That was the main guy that runs.
And I would have been like, can you not, man? Can you go into the metaverse? This show is for the metaverse only.
Right. He actually, there wasn't room for him. He normally, I guess he said he would have gone in, but he's like, I couldn't. They already had it maxed out.
Oh. Now, who are these losers who were in attendance?
I don't know, but I
They were
don't
just
know.
randoms.
Well, I mean, they're all over. Most of them are. I asked him that. Most of them are in the U.S., but there's people that are in like not the U.S., like Italy and Spain or wherever.
Oh,
They obviously speak English, but like there, it was like they'd never seen comedy. Like that's how good of a crowd and laughers they are.
yeah. Wow. Metaverse. But this would have been way better than from what the way you're describing it. Sounds way preferential to Zoom. And you think of all those Zoom shows we did.
Yeah.
This seems like it would have been better.
If the crowd was as good as that one, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. I mean, 'cause you're like seeing them. There's no way they can just kind of go. I mean, even if they do go off camera, you don't see a black screen with a name. You still see their avatar sitting there. Like
Yeah. There was no point ever when we were doing those virtual Zoom shows where I kind of like lost my lost myself and thought, "Oh, I'm just like on stage." Like it's like a real,
yeah, exactly. In that
that
sense,
never
you're right.
happened. I was always aware like this is weird. I'm sitting at a computer
Yeah,
talking into it
yeah,
like I am right now.
yeah.
You know what's been happening to me lately? Just
What?
talking about like mindset. Do you ever like go on stage and I snap out of it pretty quick? But man, the last few times I've gone on stage, I've had this the first moment I walk up there, it just occurs to me how strange it is. And then I start thinking like I have like beginner's thoughts. Like, what if I just don't say anything? Like, what if I don't know what to say? Or what if I don't you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
could just not talk or I could forget why I'm up here or like
yeah.
and then you just kind of start going and that but man, that never used to happen to me and lately it's been happening to me like the first moment of every time I walk on stage, the first thing I think of is like this is weird and what if I just don't know what to say?
Oh,
It's
you're
it's crazy.
entering your midlife crisis.
Yeah, I think I'm going nuts. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I've been doing comedy now like 21 years, so I guess that's your midlife. You probably only get to do comedy for like 40 something years. So I'm like probably at my mid professional life crisis.
maybe it's your brain that's just like, yeah, we know how this goes. We know what's going to happen. Let's start entertaining ourselves by saying "what if" to Andrew. Like, hey, can you
Yeah.
imagine if this happened?
But
That's
even when I
entertaining.
have like even because the last couple times I'm going up with like riffs on the room, like it
Yeah,
was I was in a weird room or whatever. So I'm going up. So even when I'm going up with like I'm about to say something about the room that's not like part of my act, I'm still like, what if I go up there and just don't know how to talk? It's weird. But
what do
then
you mean? Like,
there's no moment on stage. Like once a word comes out of my mouth, I'm not thinking about it. But it's just that point from when they announce your name,
yeah,
walking onto the stage, and you just realize how much you kind of weirdly have a lot of power in that situation because you can make the night epically bad for a lot of people, or just awkward, just
right.
ruin their evening. There is a fair amount of power in that,
Yeah,
or you
that's
can
a
just
that's
do a
an
good job.
optimistic way at looking at you could suck. Like, I
Yeah.
have the power to ruin
I
their
have the
evening.
power. I have the power to suck.
Yeah,
But most people don't give you that, don't get that. Most people, it's not like you get invited to a dinner party and you're just like a bore. It's not, you're not ruining they're just like people avoid you
right.
conversationally. But
Yeah, when you're
I
on
mean, I'm going to be
stage.
up there for like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to hurt if I just decide to
Yeah.
be
If I'm
weird.
having a bad day and
I'm
wanna
having a
share
bad
it.
day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But
I,
anyway,
I
yeah.
got I bought tickets to opening night of Superman for me, Edie, and Duncan.
It's a big I saw the trailer. Everyone's hyped. They say this will be the good one.
I hope
This
so.
will be the best one yet.
Either way, I know it'll be fun. I'm sure I'll like it and it'll be fun. I would not be surprised if it just gets, people love to tear it down. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not matching what people are expecting from their own mind going in, they'll be like, no,
But
because
Superman is like a pretty consistent, at least the first one. Everybody always loves it. Like, because I don't know what they're going to show. Like, if they're going to do the whole Krypton and then
yeah,
as a baby and then growing up. But that story is so cool and interesting. So if they do the origin story stuff, it's hard to screw it up,
yeah. I don't know if they are. I don't know. I've read somewhere that they don't, but
Oh,
that could be wrong. But they've only done it twice. They did it with Christopher Reeve and they did it with Man of Steel
yeah, but that's good.
and whatever show Ginger watches. Right? Doesn't she watch a show?
Yeah, they definitely do it in that one because I've seen it like a million times. Maybe they make some bold choices, like in this one he can't fly.
That would be a bold choice. I can
Well,
tell you
it's just
from the
like, how
trailer,
do
he
you?
can.
My main problem with Superman is he's like too good. He just has too much power. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's really hard to come up with like interesting ways for him to fight people.
Well, it's the whole, like with Zod, they realize, oh, he cares too much about these people, so they can just hurt people, and that's like how they hurt Superman. Like,
Yeah, I
you'll do
guess.
whatever we say, or else we'll kill this person, and then he's their bitch.
See, like a real Superman would be like a cold-hearted pragmatist.
Yeah.
Where if they were just some steely-hearted tech bro, where they're like, Superman, if you don't give us the nuclear warhead, we'll rip this little child's head off. And Superman just immediately goes, well, no, go ahead. A nuclear warhead could kill a million people. That would only be one bit. What am I, stupid?
Yeah.
That
She's
would
a
be a real
baby.
Superman. It's just like
Yeah.
one baby.
I'll tell you what, Lex Luthor, why don't I pull down my super shorts and you suck my super penis?
Yeah. What a great deal for me. One baby, and you get a nuclear bomb. What was I born yesterday?
What am I, an idiot?
What am I, dumbass? You think this big S on my shirt stands for super dumb? Okay.
Stupid.
Stupid. That would have been, God damn. I literally, okay, this is bad. I was really searching for a S word to mean stupid, and I couldn't come up with stupid. That's how stupid I am.
Oh man. It's gonna be good. Are you gonna see it?
Yeah, I'll definitely see it. Although I really wanted to see Mission Impossible. I really wanted to
Yeah,
see
me too.
that Tim Robinson movie with Paul Rudd.
Me too. That's streaming now. I mean, not for free, but you can
Oh,
rent
I'll
it or
buy it.
buy it.
I want to support. I mean, that one I just dying to see. And then I really wanted to see. There's some other movie, and I haven't seen any of them. So I say I'll see Superman, but we have a hard time getting to the movies.
Yeah.
And I
I
used to
wanted
go
to
on the
see Mission
road,
Impossible
but
too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Heidi will have no interest. That's the other problem. Is like Superman, she's not going to want to see. So I really have to find like
Oh, that blows my mind. Who doesn't want to see a Superman movie?
Heidi.
Like, okay.
I
Question
mean,
answered.
maybe she would want. I wonder if I could talk her into it. I don't think so.
I'll
My
tell you
bit.
what.
Oh,
Aaron's disappointed because we have Phoebe and it's PG-13. We can't take Phoebe, and so I just bought 3. And Aaron, I mean, wanted to go, but I was like,
oh,
you'll see it. We'll buy it. We will see it. You just don't get to see it in the theater with us.
oh. Okay. There was no like. Well, maybe I'll stay home and she can go see it, and then
No,
no.
that didn't even cross my mind. No. I mean, I could have played that. I could have been like, "Oh, you can go," but then she'd be like, "What? Are we joking?"
Yeah,
You're not.
she knows how much Superman means to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you think Superman of all the superheroes is your favorite? Like, why it takes such a large place? And you're also not a Star Wars guy. You're
Not a Star
not.
Wars guy.
You're not a What are some of the other big like franchises? I mean, you like the Marvel stuff.
I like the Marvel stuff.
But
I
what
don't
are you
know.
not into? You're not into like Star Trek,
Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, any of that dumb shit for nerds.
I mean, comic book nerd. Nerds and comic books, they usually go together.
Maybe it's because Superman 1 with Christopher Reeve was so great, you know?
It just hits you in the right.
Yeah, and it's just
How did you miss
so
Star
wholesome.
Wars?
It's
That's
so
what I don't
wholesome.
understand.
What?
How did you miss Star Wars?
I didn't miss it. That's like, I mean, that's like my brother Scott. That's like he loves Star. I think it was just a timing thing. Like I never got into it when I was young, and by the time I could, I was like, I don't really.
Oh my gosh. We were at a bar, we were getting lunch, and you could tell it was that thing where they left the TV on. They had the basketball game on the night before, so it was just on TNT. And we were sitting in a booth, and Ginger was like watching the TV up at the bar.
Yeah.
And it was Star Wars.
Yeah.
And she's like, and there's no sound on or anything, and it's far away. And she's still like, she was glued. She's like,
Oh,
who's that?
wow.
What's that guy doing? Who's that guy? What's this? And it was like the Jabba the Hutt. And he's got like Princess Leia chained by the neck in a bikini. I'm like, well, he's a mobster and these are his slaves. And there's some implication that he's having sex with all of them. Well, you know what?
He's sex trafficking.
Wait, when did I get to the laser sword part? Can we
Yeah.
fast forward here?
Oh, wow. Are you big Star Wars dork?
Yes, I am actually. I like Star Wars. I watch the little shows too, you know, like the Mandalorian. And
Yeah, I did watch season 1 of that.
You didn't finish
And I
Mandalorian?
watched season 1, and then my family, my kids and wife, they continued season 2 when I was like out of town, and I just wasn't going to watch it on my own, so I fell off.
Not good, dude.
Not acceptable.
Unacceptable.
What's the new one? Andor? I did not.
Oh, that was so good. Oh my god, you don't even have to like get Star Wars, I don't think.
That's already over.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like 3 seasons of it.
You know, last week we talked about. Did I tell this? Last week we talked about The Last of Us, and I was like, "Oh, no spoilers. I don't know. I haven't finished it." I had finished it.
Oh,
I did not
the
realize.
same thing.
I was checking every week for a new one.
I did the same thing. They just end it like in the weirdest, and then like
after 7 episodes. That's not
and
even
then I
an
was
even number.
And then I was reading about like what the next season will be. It won't even move the story forward. They're just going to go back and tell the story from the perspective of the other lady.
Yeah.
Bad guy. So you're like, you're just wasting my time, you know?
Right.
It really did feel like a big time waste.
I think they're going to lose a lot of people.
I like the Seattle scenes, but I will say, because, you know, it takes place in Seattle. So I was like watching it and they did like a good job. But then there's this scene where there's like, she's on a boat.
Yes.
And she's crossing the Puget Sound and there's these giant waves and no. Sorry. No one's ever capsized the Puget Sound. there's no weight. There's no hurricanes in Seattle. Anyway. All right. I'm trying to think of what if I need to recap anything else.
Let's see if I have any topics here. No, I mean discussion topics. I have not. We have not touched our bathroom wall. And that's what's funny is I'm doing a how-to video, like I did with how to fix a door, and I did it. I started it with how to, fucking texturize the wall, and the last time I filmed it was probably 2 months ago, and we just haven't gotten around to putting the wallpaper up. But it's like, I painted. I showed you about that, how it all bubbled over.
Yeah.
I sanded it down, so it's like ready to be wallpapered. We just haven't.
I gotta be honest. When you started this story, I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But now I remember. Just
That's
now,
because it was so long ago.
just this second, it clicked in. But yeah, did you got it prepped all properly? Like it looks good now. To just all you gotta do is put the wallpaper up.
I mean, it doesn't look good. It's fine. I mean, it feels smooth. There's no chalkiness on my hands because I painted it and I sanded down that cracky stuff.
Yeah.
So I think wallpaper will just cover the blemishes, but as long as it sticks, then yeah, I think we're good.
It will stick?
I hope so. I mean, it looks pretty shitty at the top and side, like the corners, but nobody looks up there, right?
Nah. I'm painting dining room. We're redoing like the trim color, and then the kitchen. I just finished painting that's why I've got paint all over me. And I'm really good at it. But then it's one of those, but it's like I think I enjoy it. It's kind of like meditative,
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even listen to a podcast or music or anything. I'm just like in my head.
Oh wow.
Painting. But like I was like, I used to use tape, and I'm like, I don't need this. I can cut the line. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like I'm pretty good.
I need the tape. Are you into edging?
Yeah, I can edge.
I was gonna make a joke about holding your ejaculate and then subsiding, that kind of edging. But then I decided to just pretend my screen froze.
I did think your screen froze. You did a good job.
Thank you. And then I smiled.
Did you get nervous? Were you like, oh, this is too far. I can't make this joke?
No, I just can't. I just started laughing. And then I knew you knew it didn't.
I am not into edging the other, like painting.
Yeah, okay.
Who needs to hold it back?
Man, okay. Let her rip, baby. That's what I
Let her rip. Life's short.
Thank you.
What do you wait? What do you want to wait till tomorrow? That's how you get prostate cancer.
Yeah, that's how you make a big mess. Yeah, I like even this bathroom. I had the tape was like I had to replace the tape. It was so caked in fucking paint on the tape. I'm bad at that.
But doesn't that leak?
Yeah.
And then it looks like really shitty.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about up at the top. Yeah, it looks shitty.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I used to use tape, and then you'd rely on the tape.
Yep,
that's and then you get leaks, and then it would look really bad. And then I was like, this looks worse than if I had just done it myself,
And then you gotta go.
Look at this. Look at this.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a straight line. That's a straight line. Can you draw a circle? Whoa, you're like Da Vinci. Isn't that his claim to fame? He could do a circle.
He could draw a circle with a guy inside of it with his arms stretched out.
And a little penis in the middle, huh?
Yeah. Was there a penis in that one?
Let me check my phone wallpaper.
Let's Google.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there was. Okay. But yeah, I'm quite the painter. But then, like, to what end? So then Heidi abuses that, and she wants to paint every room all the time. And then she puts, and this is her move. It's the ultimate checkmate. Because we have people, my brother and my sister-in-law are coming in from New York with my other brother. We're doing like a big family trip, and my parents are coming down.
Oh, checkmate.
They've never seen the house. So here's Heidi's move. She's like, she wants to get the house nice. So she's like, what if we paint this and do it? And then I say, I don't know. It's like going to be enough just trying to clean up.
Yeah.
Get the backyard picked up. Like, isn't that enough pressure? Like, painting is just going to create mess. No. Yeah. I was like, let's just cool it.
And then that's a hard deadline when you have
right. And then I go on the road. I come back. She's not taped up, but painted on samples onto the wall, which, by the way, were not the color we were using. So now I have to cover that and the original. But then, so now I have to paint. Like she boxed me in. There's no like I can't have them come over and see a bunch of weird paint on the wall.
I would argue you probably can.
I mean, I could. I know we have. It's like kind of this thing because my brother lives in New York, and his wife, they've never well, she's never been to Portland, and they've never seen the house. So there's a little bit of like wanting to show off, you know.
Oh, sure. Okay. I get that. How long have you lived where you live?
Almost 6 years.
And how many times would you say you have painted majority of it? Just the once?
Well, the majority of it, I painted the exterior once.
No, yeah, I'm talking like the inside that you do.
Did you paint painted every room at some point, some other color.
Okay,
and I painted the kitchen twice. I painted the dining room twice.
Okay, yeah.
The living room once, our bedroom once, and the bathroom once.
That's a lot. But did you paint the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. Now that is work. The prep is the worst part of that. You know,
what do you prep? How do you prep differently?
Well, you got to sand and scrape and pressure wash.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
All that shit. And then I use the sprayer, you know, which is amazing. But then you also, it's like just like setting that up and plasticking off certain area, you know, that's like a pain in the ass. But once you start spraying, it's like, oh my God, a paint sprayer is like one of the best inventions ever made.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice. This has been Paint Talk on the Cavalry. Ooh, we should bring this to the live show, the Paint Talk.
Hang on.
Oh boy. Are we doing this? Okay.
These are Heidi's.
Oh, they're nice. Are those blue glasses, or what are they called?
Oh yeah, they're blue. They're
blue light.
They're not changing my vision at all. I guess blue it's just to look at your screen with.
Hey, we can see each other's ring lights.
I look awful.
Look at us. We're a couple of podcasters. Yeah.
All right.
There you go, listeners. That was a little treat for you.
A little treat for everybody.
Me and Andrew putting on funny glasses
for the podcast. 267 episodes in. They still don't understand the format.
They still forget no one can see when they're listening to their podcast. What else? I think that's.
I don't have any other.
Oh, Father's Day. What'd you do for Father's Day?
Oh,
happy belated, by the way.
Huh? Yeah, happy belated.
You know, I said it, didn't I?
You told me, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, how many people do you text Happy Father's Day to? Or
you know what? You were the only one I initiated. Jason Russell, I responded to his. My buddy Connor responded to his.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a intimate level of friendship. You know, it's like because I got you texting me, my friend Jason said Happy Father's Day, but then I think other than that, it was just like maybe some family members and you know.
Yeah, I did the mass text to all the brothers that are you know, all my brothers are dads.
Yeah, and then you got to leave out the people who aren't fathers. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any of those left. But what'd you do?
Yeah, not much. We went, hung out with my daughter. We played in the backyard. I barbecued both hamburgers and then a giant fat steak.
Nice.
When everybody went to bed.
What cut?
Ribeye.
Oh, look at us.
Sale.
Parallel lives.
Oh, did you do the same thing?
I did a ribeye.
Get out of here. Bone in or boneless?
Boneless.
Ah.
Yeah.
And you barbecued it?
Yeah, and can I tell you, this we will not match, but that was the first time I ever grilled a steak in my life.
Well, you know what? I mean, I know I have before, but I can't remember doing it. And like, it was better. All these TikTok videos and Instagram videos, every single one, it's a cast iron pan. It's like a whole stick of butter.
Yep.
They get it super hot. with canola oil or whatever, and then sear the sides.
Yeah.
Then they put the butter and the garlic and the rosemary and thyme, or splash it, do the butter bath thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like perfect. I never see a video of it on the grill. I swear to God, it tasted better on the grill the way I did it on the grill. And I didn't even look up how to do it. I was just like, I'm going to get it really hot. Salt and pepper, whatever. But then like cook it on one side.
Yeah.
Flip it after a minute, do the other. Then I'd use your advice, put it on the other side of the grill.
Oh, did we already talk about this?
We talked about it before Father's Day, like what we were, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I just waited. I think 7 minutes or something like that.
Yep.
And it came out perfect.
Oh, same.
Yeah. That's my new man. Barbecuing's the best. The best thing about it is the cleanup.
Yeah. No cleanup.
No cleanup. And you just use that wire brush thing to scrape. You're like, how is this hygienic? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does this clean?
Yeah.
Why did all I have to do to clean this is scrape it with some metal, whereas everything else needs to be like deloused and antibacterial soap and put in a dishwasher for an hour and a half, but out here for some reason this won't make me sick if I just scrape metal across this other metal.
Yeah, if I just scrape it with this metal brush that I keep under the deck and never clean.
Right. Then I keep near this rat's nest.
Right.
But yeah, it's great. Barbecuing's the best. I wish I lived in like Arizona or something. I just do it year round.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you did the same thing? Did you go to that baseball game?
No, I was like, you know what? Because I had those shows Saturday night. So I had 3 shows Saturday, and then I drove through the night. I got in at like 4 a.m, and then I woke up at probably 10.
Yeah.
And we did kickball. I had to mow the lawn because we played kickball and the grass was all. So I mowed the lawn, then I weeded because Aaron wanted to weed like the mulched areas, and then we played kickball and just kind of hung out at the house doing nothing. Then we grilled out, and it was nice.
Dude, it was, yeah. It was a great day. I really because I had shows. I think I had gigs like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think Wednesday, and then Wednesday I did this podcast. So I had like something going on every night. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And so it was so nice, like Sunday, to have nothing going on, just like using my house, living in my home, and getting to enjoy it in the evening.
Yes.
That's like the worst part about comedy is that it's at night. I would kill for like everyone to just move it all up to like early afternoons.
To do your Bill Cosby 4 p.m. show.
Dude, I'm ready. Whenever you guys are ready, those of you listening to my voice who like going out to comedy shows, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Just let you guys know. When you're ready to just shift it down to an early matinee, and I'll be there.
Maybe you do that for your next Purdue show. Just see how it goes. Doing a 3 p.m. show.
3 p.m. A 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. There
you go.
And I think they do, like, some clubs do like a Sunday like brunch show at like 1 or 2 o'clock or something, and they get good numbers sometimes. Like some of them swear by it.
Huh.
Let me be that guy. Let me be the brunch comic. Little day drinking.
Yeah, day drinking.
Little afternoon comedy. I can be home when it's still light out.
Yeah.
Barbecue. Oh, come on.
Come on. What are we
Let's
waiting
go.
for? Let's do it, comedy industry.
It's like on the cruise ship. All the shows are at night. Yeah. We're all here.
We're all here.
On. We're all on board.
Yeah.
Just doing it too.
Out of the pool, dry off, come to the club.
What are we waiting for? Then we can go to a nice dinner and not have to worry about anything.
Yeah. Come on. I want to get back to Zelda.
There's it's like of course every scene is famous to comedians, but in the documentary with Orny Adams and Seinfeld, there's that scene where he's at Montreal.
Oh yeah.
And he's talking about how you can't do comedy during the day, and he opens up the theater doors to show the light. And then if you listen to the DVD commentary, Seinfeld's just shitting on him, the one with Colin Quinn. and they're cutting back and forth to Cosby, and Cosby obviously has like a 4 o'clock show and is just murdering,
Yeah.
and Seinfeld's just talking about like the contrast of like a great comedian versus Orny complaining about. But I'm not saying I'm Cosby in a lot of ways.
In which ways particularly?
I'm not saying I'm Cosby, but do you want to try this drink I just made? No. I'm not saying I'm Cosby from a comedy standpoint, of course. But I do think I've entered my era of not caring what time it is to do comedy. I don't think that affects anything at all.
Even if it's like, there's windows behind you on the club.
Yeah,
it's fine. You're down.
it's fine. Because you know what? It's like a false equation because you're thinking of bad gigs tend to happen during the day.
Yeah.
So it's like a corporate thing or a bad room, like a huge elementary school gymnasium or an auction or with big round tables and they're serving coffee and dessert or whatever. And those are all like daytime type or like music festivals where everybody's outside and those are all shitty gigs, whether they're at night or during the day. It wouldn't matter. They just a lot of those happen to be during the day. But if you just had a comedy club, you can, even if the window's open, it doesn't matter. And it's not as dark as it normally is. I mean, that's not great, but I'm saying just close the windows, make it, you can be dark in a place during the day. I bet in Grand Rapids for your early show, it was light as shit outside when you did your first show.
They've done updates. They have they have like thick black curtains and the room is painted darker. So
but what I'm saying is outside.
Oh yeah.
It was light out.
Yes.
In the room, it felt probably like a great show.
Correct.
So what's the difference between doing it at like 7 o'clock when it's full sun or 1 o'clock?
Yeah. At 1 o'clock. I don't know.
See, you're still scared.
I'm scared. I'll do it.
All right. Topics.
Okay. Can I go first?
Please.
Okay.
You seem excited.
Now, full disclosure. It's not excited. I'm just passionate. I'm looking for I don't have a hard stance. I was frustrated. And so I'm curious of your stance and maybe we can together come up with some rules here.
Okay.
But it ended up being a bit of a trifle, a tuffle, a little. I don't know what the word I'm thinking of.
What are you trying to say?
Bit of a
tussle.
A tussle.
Oh, a kerfuffle. A kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
I think you combined tussle and kerfuffle into tuffle.
Anyway, saving seats.
We've done this, haven't we?
Have we? Oh, you know what?
I can't remember if it was me or you.
I'll tell you. That's what added to the fire. It was the same event. It was Duncan's graduation from 5th grade. Last year, I had to get there early to save seats for Phoebe, I think Edie, Grandma Gay, and Aaron. So I have to save like 5 seats. So I get there early, wait in the line, get in, go save the seats, lay out 5 programs onto the seats. And then Grandma gets there and she's supposed to sit at the other end. She picks up all the programs and sits next to me and then immediately
like an idiot
sit in those seats. So I was
big dumb idiot that she
was livid last year. So the night before the graduation this year, because last year was Edie, this year it's Duncan, I was reminiscing about that to Aaron. I was like, oh my God, do you remember how mad I was? And she was like, oh yeah, whatever. Didn't seem to care. So this year, Aaron is saving the seats because she's on the planning committee. So she's saving it. She has to just save a seat for me and for Phoebe. And so I get there a little before. She's like, I'm in here. I go. and we're sitting there. It's me on the end, an empty seat for Phoebe, and then Erin, and then she's talking, and then her friends are next to her.
Mm-hmm.
Our friends are next to her, so they're talking, and then a teacher comes on the mic and is like, "Hey, anyone whose other students are not here yet, like a preschooler, if they were going to join the ceremony, if your kid has not come down to the ceremony yet, come over here and I'll help you find your kid." So I was like, all right, I'll go get Phoebe. She's not here. So I go and I get Phoebe. I meet up with Phoebe, and then I turn and look, and Erin had been talking to her friend, not looking to the left, and someone sat in our seats. And I just, apparently, I shot her a look like I wanted to destroy her being. I was like, "Are you kidding? This is happening again." I was very upset.
Yes.
So then I was like, "All right, whatever." So I just sent Phoebe over to her. I was like, "All right, Phoebe, you go sit on her lap. I'll go stand in the back, and then we'll talk about the divorce later or whatever."
Yeah.
And then
you didn't confront the people who took your seats?
No, they were open seats. It just looked like me and Phoebe just showed up.
Well, why didn't you just say like we were sitting here and I don't know if you heard the announcement, but I just went up there to get my kid.
I don't do conflict, Andrew.
Okay.
I don't do conflict. I'm a
I mean,
big
I don't either, but that
pussy.
you're gonna stand the whole time?
So I texted Erin and I was like, "Is there a seat next to you?" And she said yes. So I was like, "All right, fine. I'll go over there." So anyway, whatever. It was fine because Phoebe just sat on the ground and I sat in the seat, and then that lady sat next to me, and whatever, it worked out. But it just made me think, like, the whole concept of saving seats, is that fair? I mean, we were both doing it, so, but is that fair to, like, okay, we're going somewhere, we'll send one person to save 5 seats? Is that fair to the family that actually goes and is right behind you in line?
I'm trying to think of a compromise because there's got to be in a non-ticketed general admission situation.
Yeah.
There's got to be some ability to save some seats. Otherwise, it's like, because then what if you go to the bathroom and you come back and your seat's gone?
Different. That's like, oh my, he's already here. He's just in the bathroom, as opposed to, oh, they're gonna be here 10 minutes before it starts.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So maybe that's where you draw the line. It's like you can only save seats for people who are physically in the building.
Yeah, and one person per save seat. Like, you can't.
I think
save
an
more than
immediate family. So a spouse, or date, girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like and or your children. So if you have 2 kids and a wife and you go see Superman, and it's not the ones where it's now all the seats are saved or whatever.
Right.
But before, in the old days, you would have to save seats,
But
and
why is that fair? Like, what, shouldn't the family just all go together?
okay, but imagine, like, again, in the old days, you would go to the movie theater, you'd buy 4 tickets.
Yep.
And it's just whoever, it's first come, first serve.
Yep.
So you pick 4 seats, dead center.
Yeah.
And then everybody wants concessions. So you're like, I'm gonna go with Phoebe.
Yep.
Erin, you wait here.
Yep.
They shouldn't be able to hold your seats while you're at
Erin can hold my seat, and Duncan or
okay, but what if it's
can
just
hold
3 of
Phoebe.
you? And 2 of you go, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Immediate family.
I gotta
if you're
draw the
in
line
building.
somewhere.
As I'm trying to draw the line. I think you're drawing the line in a ridiculous place. I'm trying to back you up, but I'm not. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saving seats for neighbors,
Right?
For friends, for people who aren't there yet.
What's the difference between if they're there yet or not? If I'm at the snack thing,
I mean,
I
there's
might
a
as
difference.
well be driving down the road.
There's a difference because if you can save seats for people who are only there, you're not going to be like, no, this entire 30 seat section behind me is taken. and I'm going to be auctioning them off later to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is a disaster. What they need to start doing is just numbering the seats and letting you buy like pick your seats at children's graduations, like when you go to the AMC and they show you the screen,
The
and
screen.
they're like, hey, if these are in white, then you can sit there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we were talking about movies earlier, but that's something as a comedian. Like every time I go to the movies, like the timeline, it's always like Thursday at like 11:45 a.m. or whatever. Like if I'm on the road, and then they turn that screen to you, and they're all open, and you're like, do I really have to pick? This seems ridiculous. And then I'm like looking through an empty, dark theater for this one seat. It just seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
There should be a threshold to where they're like, it's just general admission. There's only going to be 12 of you. Just sit wherever you want.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
When you're the only one in there, do you abide by your assigned seat?
No.
Yeah.
But I kind of secretly am afraid that one nerd will walk in and ask that I move.
That would be great.
Until I'm like halfway into the movie, I'm like, can finally relax. Like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. They're not coming.
They're not coming. Phew.
All right. Well, we came up with a.
I think that I'm backing you up, but so like, what would you? Okay, so you said you and Aaron had a little bit of a kerfliffy about it.
Yeah.
What would you have wanted her to do in the context of your New World Order, where saving seats aren't allowed?
Well, no, I mean, hey, we saved the seats. That was it. I was upset because it was like, oh, I went to go get Phoebe. It's like guarding the bathroom door, that party we were at.
Yeah.
I guarded the bathroom door because God forbid someone walk in on her. And then I go in and someone walked in on me and she was like, oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, you don't care because nobody watched you wipe your ass.
And you made the point at the beginning of this to say you brought all of this up to her, like, remember, and she was like, oh, wasn't a big deal, whatever. And that bothers you too, because you're like, yeah, not a big deal to you. Someone who doesn't care.
And who it didn't affect.
Yeah. I'm backing you up.
Yeah. What did I say? Bros before wives.
Bros before wives.
Yeah.
Wives before wives.
Something like that. All right. How can I back you up, sir?
Well, not to get political again, but so, and this should be a nonpartisan take.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so with these with Los Angeles and the deportations and ICE and everything, there's been some I've seen an uptick in social media from even comedians who a lot of times, or people, stay out of the fray, don't want to offend one side or the other.
Online.
So they just keep it to comedy,
Yep.
But then I've seen a certain type of comedian then now, when confronted with like the images of people being taken by ICE and deported or whatever, speak up. And it always starts, it's always like this sort of preamble where it's like, hey, look, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, and I don't care about politics. To me, they're all a bunch of crooks. They're all up in Washington, D.C. in that swamp. They're all a bunch of, they're not looking out for you or I. They're only out for themselves. And the only real people, like bus drivers and, whoever else, they're the ones
doing the Lord's work.
Honest, hardworking folks. But I have to say, I'm a little disturbed by these masked men scooping up mothers at preschool graduations and throwing them into unmarked vans. Now I'm not a Republican. I'm not going to look into which administration happens to be the one doing this. I'm not going to think about voting and how that might affect who's in charge of what. I refuse to acknowledge that even though all politicians are crooks, some of them seem to support masked vigilantes throwing children into unmarked vans, and some seem to not support that. So what I need backup on is like, just everything is political.
Yeah.
Everything. You can say you're not a politics person, but whether or not you're allowed to paint your house a certain color is political. Like if certain HOAs and someone gets voted into that situation, everything in your life is politics.
Yes.
The bus running on time, your taxes, obviously, and whether people get rounded up, who are just regular hardworking people, get rounded up and thrown into vans and deported. That's politics.
Issue. Yeah.
Someone voted a certain way, and if they'd voted the other way, that wouldn't be happening. And to pretend like it's just this thing like weather that's just happening because, and if we all just need to speak out right now to convince the people whose stated goal is to do this thing and has been since before they got the job, to pretend like that's like has nothing to do with it drives me insane. And I think you should just not be allowed to comment.
Yeah, you're saying you can't
pick a side.
Yeah, exactly. You
pick
can't
a side.
Like, hey, I don't want to lose an audience here.
Right.
But
like you what you want to say is like, I want everyone to like me, but can't we all agree that if you're a guy who's been, working a job for 40 years and raising children here and just happens to not have the right paperwork, I think we can all agree he should stay here. And what I'm here to tell you is we can't all agree. The people who voted for the guy in office right now does not agree with you. And if that shocks you, read up a little bit, man. Yeah. Check out.
Get involved in these politics you don't want to
get involved in some politics. If that bothers you, ask some questions. Ask people after your shows what they actually think about this shit, and they'll tell you, no, they like the vans. They like the masked super soldiers. They like the stun guns, and they like throwing all the cooks at the Olive Garden into a van and taking them off to Bolivia. They like that. So that's what I need backup on is like, pick a team. Pick a side. And the thing like, oh, they want to divide us. Yeah. On this, I want to be divided. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pick a side.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
That would be funny if
but I've seen more than one, and it's comedians too, because that's all the posts I see are from comedians. But like, just like dip their little toe in. Shouldn't we not? Isn't this a bad thing? I'm not a.
Keep buying tickets, but I'm just saying
the subtext.
Yeah,
it's easy for me as someone who it's easy to have a clear moral approach when you don't sell tickets. Who am I alienating?
You're hoping people that agree with you will start buying tickets,
or I don't care. I mean,
losing.
The people who agree with me aren't coming either, so it doesn't. They're not buying tickets. The people who don't agree with me aren't buying tickets. So
that's funny.
It's a good place to be. It's a great place to be. Okay, that's a good place to leave it, I guess. Where, Johnny? Tell the people where you're gonna be.
Oh boy, let's see.
Or let's see. I can do that. I'm never prepared for this.
I know, me neither.
Okay, 7-seaters, 7 Feathers Casino.
Is that 7-seater theater?
No, this is 7 Feathers.
Oh, okay.
This is like Central Oregon. Chuck Johnson gig.
Nice.
I don't think it pays enough.
Chuck Johnson.
Yeah.
You haven't done much for him in a long time. Where is it?
Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Seven Feathers Casino, June 27th. And then, Provo. Did I talk about this last time? It's at the Dry Bar Theater.
Non-recording,
July 18th and 19th.
Who do you know who you're doing with?
No.
Or how long you're doing?
No, I mean, I think I'm just it's just like a regular weekend.
Oh, so you're doing like a headline set,
like 45 minutes, I assume. So I guess they have a feature and a host.
All right. Davenport at the 18th, July 18th, Davenport, Iowa, at the Rhythm City Casino. Fun.
All right. Casino time.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, everybody. Stay tuned for post-show banner for you Patreon folks.
That's right, folks.
And thank you for listening to
The Cavalry.